Yo, what's up, everybody? Lobo here with Danmalore and YoJimbo. We got a double dose of Star Wars this week, which was probably one of the darkest episodes we've got of Star Wars, period.
Which one? Those are two.
The first one.
Okay.
The first one was, and then the second one is about on par with some other dark stuff we've got in the past. I don't know.
It was a pretty dark one.
Totally. Like dark tonal, not dark visually.
Like you can't see it because that's happened too.
Right? But first, Dan, you said that you had some Star Wars news?
Oh yeah, just because I was out last week. You probably already heard this, and stop me if you already talked about this. Obi-Wan and Andor UHD Blu-ray discs announced.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a couple weeks ago, but yeah.
Physical media. I mean, this is from 2 weeks ago, so just covering
Right.
that. Well, one notable item is the director's commentary by Deborah Chow, which we have not been getting a lot of director's commentary lately, so that's kind of cool to have that.
You know, I never opened. I bought the Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2 UHD, and I just put them straight on the shelf. I didn't even unwrap them. So I don't even I don't even know what the bonuses are.
As far as I know, this is the first like modern era director's commentary.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for an episode of the shows or something like that. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's some other director on but this is definitely her first time, so that's cool.
Okay, no, it's good. That's good.
Since you mentioned Andor, they did also. There was more stuff that's come out about it. They say season 2 does transition into Rogue One.
Yes,
and they're done shooting completely.
Yeah, any reshoots and all that's. It should be by now. I mean, they started this a year and a half ago or something. Production.
Yeah, but the actual shooting got had to stop from the strike.
Right.
Yeah, it's been, but they've been done. Like they stopped filming a couple like a month or two ago, isn't it?
They announced that
they've had so much time for post-production. This better be the best looking thing we've ever seen.
I just hope the episodes are more than a half hour apiece.
On that note, just want to, I always say this when I'm on forums or whatever, I would not mind another special edition of A New Hope to match the special.
To what?
Yeah, you cut off
the original version available.
Oh, you froze up. Yeah, you did.
Okay. I was saying I would not mind another special edition of New Hope to match the special effects from Rogue One, as long as they make the original version available. Just because the 1990 CGI is like looking rough, man. It's looking worse than like animated stuff now. The animated series.
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing, like bad.
I stumbled across somebody's YouTube video and like they were talking about the Jabba the Hutt added in scene, and man, that looks really bad. really, really bad. Like especially
it looks like animatics would now.
Yeah,
like you're just real-time render animatic that you do as a placeholder for filmmaking.
I think one of the things though, when George sold Star Wars to Disney, was they weren't allowed to touch the original trilogy.
Yeah, I don't see this happening. It's just something that.
But it would be nice.
Just to see the counter. The counter of them not being able to touch the original trilogy also means that George is not allowed to touch the original trilogy anymore either.
But now that I actually want him to.
But they have,
like George. Now that you've done it, you might as well you spilled the milk. Why don't you just go ahead and spill?
But they have touched it because they've changed the Greedo Han shootout like 3 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually,
what is it? What is it currently today? Like
I haven't watched it this week. I'm not really sure.
I forgot to send you this. There is a YouTube channel, a guy who did an analysis of the original DVD, the Blu-ray, and then the UHD Blu-ray, and the Disney Plus. There are differences all the way through. They've made changes to the first trilogy, all the way through, little tweaks that you would never, little scenes are snipped, wipes are changed. Like you're like, what? Like even
And
in the prequel trilogy, there's changes. There's changes in the prequel trilogy.
They left the Cerveza Cristal commercials in.
Yes. That should be an alternate track. You remember on DVDs, there was like the alternate versions. You should, the branching, seamless branching, there should be those versions too.
Like, so like if you put it in a different language, like you'll get the
Cerveza Cristal.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be hilarious.
But anyways, so if they've done that, all these little changes over the years, just go back and like fix some of the stuff, like the Return of the Jedi rocks. Oh man, let's not get into it. But come on,
right?
Look better.
and put the Ewok celebration song back in at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yep. Yeah.
And put Lapti Nek back too.
Yeah.
They could leave everything like they sure do extra CGI, but just have him sing the Lapti Nek.
Here's the thing. I've been saying this for a while. Disney Plus could just have like the super extended edition cuts. Like, who's to say Jabba only has one dance performance in his throne room? They could do 2. They both don't have to add in a death. They could, or an unaliving. I'm sorry. But
I would just be happy with like some just nips and tucks to make it more uniform. The beginning of Star Wars: A New Hope looks great. Like you don't have to touch anything there. It's so solid.
You could put the Luke and Biggs scene back in and have some American graffiti in space, according to Francis Ford Coppola. But
yeah, all those scenes. I'm really just talking about the CGI. Like I could just deal with like
totally all the like even just if you just look at like the special edition of A New Hope and you look at the special edition of Empire Strikes Back, the CGI got better.
If you're willing to open up that can of worms, if you're willing to open up the can of worms and change your effects, you might as well just change it again
to make it look good. Because now it does not look good anymore. It's not.
I mean, it looked cool. It never looked good. It was
blew me away back in the 90s,
but it never looked good.
God, it'll never look better than this. How wrong I was. I would be okay with just the CGI changes that they did to the special editions. Just update those and leave all the edits as is, except for the Greedo thing. Just undo that.
Put it back to the way it was.
Well, yeah, that's less work, right? Just put it back to the original and scrub all the digital that you did for that. Forget it.
Yep. Just put it back the way it was. We weren't supposed to trust Han. He was supposed to be a dangerous rogue variable.
It kind of breaks his character a little bit.
Yeah, it does. It does. We didn't know who he was. All we knew is this guy they just hired just killed somebody.
You're sanding off his edges.
Yeah.
He has character before.
Anyways, I didn't mean to take us down that rabbit hole, but that's how I feel about it.
We must make the changes discuss again. The Greedo changes, as is tradition.
It's funny. I actually almost wore my damn right eye shot first shirt today.
Or is it? People will say only Han shoots.
Only. That's really what it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't need the counterfire.
In the Solo movie, like he learns to shoot first. That was don't let your opponent have a chance to even shoot.
I know. Even the Solo movie like kind of drives that home.
No, yeah, that's exactly what that's the whole reason that oh god, what was Woody Harrelson's character's name in that? I forgot. But that was the lesson Woody taught Han.
Beckett.
Beck, that's it.
There's a whole universe full of dead honorable people.
Yeah. You don't. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I didn't mean to take us down that, but that's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that.
No.
So first episode's name is Identity Crisis, which we could kind of get into later. That's directed by Salvo Rees, written by Amanda Rose Munoz, and she actually writes both of these episodes, which are really good and really dark. So she did a good job. Good job, Amanda, on these. And I don't know if you have it queued up on your side, Lobo, but I kind of forget where it starts, like the first shot. We get some cool cameos in this episode. I know that much. but
We
we'll get to
do.
them.
Does
We
it begin in
do.
the bazaar with the kid?
Also a ship. We got a ship
Or-
cameo too, or a ship class at least.
This is a two location episode, so you have a 50-50 shot. It either begins at a bazaar with a city.
Oh
scene,
yeah,
or it begins
yeah.
Or it begins
With
here.
the snitch that sees the kid throw the fruit or throw the
Yeah.
bees, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was listening to a
I don't-
podcast. People are joking like, is there like a bounty hunter message board where they post jobs and like yes, HoloNet for
Mhm.
sure.
HoloNet, exactly. So we don't get a name for this place, do we?
No, you don't.
But we get it looks cool. That a what?
A couple episodes ago, confirmed is Teth from the original Clone Wars movie. That Spire,
Yes.
Yeah, that was confirmed. So I have to go back and watch the original Clone Wars movie. That's all that is. That's confirmed. It's nice to see them bring back full circle. In this final season of Bad Batch, it's kind of like an homage to the Clone Wars in itself on a meta level, and just have little details like that. It's a nice. I think the cops are here to get me. Sorry, guys.
So we don't get a name for this species either, do we?
No.
The
But
bird.
this species was actually in. I was watching Star Wars Meg earlier today, and she said this character was in Solo. Not this character, but this
What are
species.
those?
Species. What parts?
That I can't tell you. I haven't. gone through-
And probably in Lando's card game. There was so many species in that.
Probably.
There was also so many in like the spaceport. Like there's
All the
a lot of
species.
scenes with like.
Yeah, they did a good job on that movie.
Mhm.
Having a lot of aliens, and I did this last time, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but
Uh-oh.
Did you freeze again? I think you froze
video
again.
about that too. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
My internet's bad. I'm getting attacked by aliens or something.
It's okay. I'm out of focus.
But
So-
Solo, the aliens in Solo were good. Was my point. Like they did a good job. They're very bizarre, strange looking, different looking. There's a lot of variety, kind of like similar to the original.
Semi-related, so was the armory, which also led people to look alien.
What's the armory?
I mean, like the armor that they had people wearing, like what's her name, the character who like comes for the gas, like she has a very intimidating outfit, and then she takes it off, and it's like a ginger lady
Oh, you mean in Solo at the end?
in Solo, yeah.
Yeah, the rebels. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't expecting a little ginger lady. That actress got a lot of work in Lucasfilm. Good for her.
Mhm.
Like I have a feeling we're going to see her over and over again for like different characters.
Yeah.
Oh, another question, just because I wasn't here last week, guys. Do you think we will see Asajj Ventress's how she came back in Jedi Tales of the Jedi? That's what I'm hearing. Is like, we'll see her.
I don't think they're going to give an explanation for her not being dead.
Yeah.
I mean unalived.
In Tales of the Jedi, though, maybe season 3.
Yeah, in Tales of
Or
the
season
Jedi,
2. How many seasons of Tales of the Jedi have we had? Just one, right?
just one, but we had 2 story arcs. We had one for Ahsoka and one for Dooku.
Yeah, and so that she would slot right in. Asajj her story was meant to be finished in the Clone Wars, and it got canceled and became a book. So
What I think would be cool is if we got a Asajj, and if we got a Ahsoka training Sabine.
Mhm.
That would be. I think that'd
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah, those holes need to be plugged. That'd be great.
But back to the Bad Batch.
Yes.
We get this baby version of that creature I just had on the screen,
Uh-huh.
and it's I was worried when this episode started because I'm like, why are they starting with something cutesy?
Mhm.
You thought it was gonna be like
and
that kid show,
I
that
just
Star Wars kid show.
Well, I just no. I what I remembered was the episode of Star Wars Rebels where the uh where the what are those the twirly lightsaber bad guys?
Oh,
The
Inquisitors.
yeah, the Inquisitors.
You mean the ones I talk trash about constantly?
Yeah,
Both of them?
those
Yeah.
well the two Inquisitors that were kidnapping
We
kids.
saw those twirly lightsabers. We saw them in
And-
Kenobi.
and they were
Mhm.
like no, like,
And
like the
Ahsoka.
whole episode was like crying children and people trying to I don't know. It was just I don't know. I have a hard
Crying
time.
children.
Yeah, go watch Rebels season 2. You'll see what
I
I'm
don't
talking
remember
about.
crying children, but maybe.
It was just kids being kidnapped, they're scared. That's what kids do, they cry. But anyway, so we cut to oh man, I keep trying to get to it. There's an Aqualish and some guy wearing a mask having a little conversation back there.
Yes.
Mhm.
And suddenly one of the vases flies past them like someone just chucked it. And
Yeah, why would that kid do that? Was he throwing a tantrum? Bad way to
I
draw
I
attention to
don't
yourself.
really know.
I don't think it was so much a tantrum. It was just like, I can do this. Like I just reached out and
Right.
grabbed the thing. As like
But
an
it-
instinct.
But it was a push. It was a
Right.
and then we have this weird headed dude straight point out it was this little kid
Mm-hmm.
that did it. And then the mom grabs the kid and runs away. And this is like, post the purge of the Jedi. So the guy gets scolded by one of the other people that were there. And the Aqualish, being a jerk, decides to go tell someone what he just saw.
He knows
Yeah,
there's
he
a
knows.
dollar to be
He knows
made.
that. He knows that money. There's money on the line, or he heard about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows, he knows that there's a Force users are wanted by the Empire.
I just think it's messed up how they're stereotyping that race.
The Aqualish,
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's that guy who didn't like Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, I know.
Right? So this is the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Total jerk.
Yeah, their
Total
species
jerk.
two. They're 0 for 2 right now.
And he's like, I got a tip for a class 1 bounty hunter.
Yep.
There and
Class 1 must be top level.
class 1 is top level. And so it's like, oh, cool, bounty hunter episode. Who are they going to bring in? And then before they show us who they're going to bring in, boom, we're back to Mount Tantus.
Mhm.
And we got Hemlock gloating over his experiments that are in the vault. Who
Mhm.
knows? Still, we don't know what he actually has in there.
Mhm.
Could be Dirge from the animated series, for crying out, who knows? And what's this chick's name? Emery
Mm-hmm.
comes in and is like, without what's her name? I just read it and I blanked.
Nala
on it.
say.
No, say, yeah. All their work is kind of stalled because they can't do it. And she kind of like, I don't want to say beg, but she asks to be put in charge of.
She negotiates her way to it.
Yeah, there you go. She negotiates her way into being the supervisor for this Project Necromancer.
Mhm.
And first, Hemlock, he's like, "Are you sure? I don't know."
Right.
And I think he should have. By the end of the episode, he should have trusted his gut. I think,
Mhm.
but
I almost got the feeling that, like, he's like, oh, you want to be head of the project. Like, I don't think he trusts her. It's like keep your enemies
Oh.
closer kind of deal. I don't know if it's going to be that complicated, but I feel like oh, maybe if I put her in charge, maybe this will help me get Omega back, or I don't know.
I think
Well,
I think he genuinely trusts me.
He stands to like profit in a lot of different ways, or at least like two. Number one, if there's a failure, he's got a scapegoat,
and she does have the experience.
Exactly.
So.
And number two, if there's anyone who's capable, she's got the experience working under Nalase. So she's possibly capable of continuing the work.
She's like the only logical choice for this position.
Mm-hmm.
So it does make sense.
Even Hemlock knows that, like, yeah, but she's not suited for this like job, especially for the next part of the job.
So
this episode is that part of the job that she is not suited for.
Exactly. So we got 3 real depressed looking children being detained and probably just getting their blood taken every day.
Yes. Now you know where your midichlorian samples are coming from.
Yep.
Now they mentioned the other assets, and some people were joking, like, is there a Zillow beast like hiding under this place? Like, what other assets are we talking about here besides like these
Snoke?
Kids? Maybe.
It's probably what's in the biggest tank. Prototype Emperor clone. So I don't know if it's necessarily Snoke, but it's a version of it.
I wouldn't think it would.
I almost don't care about Snoke anymore. They kind of.
I really don't. That was like.
No, I know it's funny in a
flippant way. Yeah.
Because screw Snoke.
Right.
He can go jump in a Sarlacc pit, to be honest.
But
he can go soak in a bath the tank.
So Emery's like, why are you guys using children? And Hemlock explains that children are easier to control.
Yeah.
And that there's not very many adults that have high M count left. Because, Jedi purge.
Untrained adults with midichlorians.
Yeah.
Right.
Hint.
Right.
There's no adult versions of the.
Or they're just way too difficult to deal with.
Totally.
Yeah. They're needy.
Way too needy.
Yeah, and then they can also like force push you if they are capable of using their powers.
Yeah. They need people with M counts but no developed skills.
Pretty much.
So kids fit the bill.
Yeah.
Kids full of raw power that can be molded.
That just makes me think of a Kenobi. One of the coolest parts of Kenobi was those Jedi stuck in amber. Remember that?
Right.
And what the hell was that all about? I hope we get a little bit more about that someday.
It's probably what they have. It's probably some more of their assets.
They just keep them. They keep them in amber so they can extract samples from them whenever they need. They're just frozen.
Yeah.
Not even frozen. They're just preserved.
Or they just thaw them out just a little bit, or just part of them. Drain them a little bit. Freeze them up again.
Keep them conscious the whole time, like they were in a Sarlacc pit.
Speaking of dark episode, there was one of the Star Wars books in the 90s had a warlord or whatever, and his punishment for his enemies would be he would put like cannibalistic or flesh-eating snakes on them and freeze them in what's that stuff that they froze Han in?
Carbonite.
So he would freeze them in carbonite at the moment of death, so they would be in suffering forever. That's some cold-blooded stuff. I like that.
I don't know if
that's the kind of Star Wars. That's the kind of Star Wars stuff I want to see, which goes back to my Star Wars under.
I don't know about the pseudoscience behind that.
I don't know if any of you guys watched either of you guys watched the Red Letter Media. They actually talked about Star Wars for the first time in like 8 years, and it was about Andor. But one of the things they talked about was the Book of Boba Fett. Apparently, Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit by eating his way out. Because they point out, like, here's what he looked like in the first movie.
I know.
Like, skinny guy. And then it's like, here's what he looks like in the Book of Boba Fett. And it's like...
It's just swelling from the acid and made him swell and burned his skin, too.
I'm going with their theory that he just ate his way out.
And he lost his hair, too.
He just
and it made him older.
He chopped the tunnel through. And you can't convince me otherwise. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, he definitely didn't. I don't know.
I like the one that I like. The meme that I like is in Boba Fett the show. The Sarlacc tries to pull down the slave two, or
Slave one.
the unfree person one,
mhm.
and
Fire spray is the class of ship.
the fire spray class ship, but it wasn't unable to. It was able to pull it down, right? But Lando was able to resist the pull of the Sarlacc, so Lando's strong as hell. I like that. Remember, Lando was
That's
was
going a
able to-
little.
was
That's
able to
going a
claw
little
his way.
far.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Like
That
it can pull a sh-
that
can
thing
pull a
grabbed the
ship.
ship with a bunch of tentacles, not
Uh-huh.
a
Oh,
tentacle.
okay.
You know, it had its full weight on the
Mhm.
ship. It had just a little thing while it was snacking and grabbing at some other things.
It was distracted.
It was very distracted when it was wrapped.
That was
around
like a new tendril, and he just grown that one.
yeah.
It was new on the job. Hadn't gotten like the workouts yet.
I had a Lando show. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. So Emery is she seems like she's kind of in shock about all the kids being in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut us back to the planet that had the little fuzzy thing using the Force.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, so I mean, we're already getting the idea that Identity Crisis, or the name of the episode is regarding her.
Yes, Emery is the one who suffers from the identity crisis. So the furry creatures hanging out, kids playing with her doll. The mom feels like there's something wrong, and here's footsteps coming towards their door, and we get our very first look at the bounty hunter that was getting the information from that Aqualish.
Yes.
None other than old Red Eyes, Cad Bane.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, before we go any further, did we skip over the part where we found out, because the Clone X was the one who got? No, never mind. That happens later, right?
No, yeah, there's Clone X hasn't made his appearance yet.
Got it. Okay, never mind. Okay, I just had a note about him, but yeah, dude, Cad Bane.
Yep.
In his prime.
And that shirt that he's wearing looks super High Plains Drifter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they can, yeah.
Is this timeline wise? Is this pre Boba Fett shootout or post?
I'm not sure. Some people were saying that in season 1 of this, I have to go back and look. He had his metal plate in his head, and supposedly they had the shootout that resulted in them both getting a head injury.
Okay.
So I don't know. I can't tell you for sure. I'm kind of hoping that we get a Boba Fett appearance in this season. Only a couple episodes to go. I'm starting to really doubt that's going to happen as much as I want it.
Okay. But maybe going back to the previous episode, some people are suggesting, is there going to be a Ventress Omega show where she trains Omega?
They haven't
fan fiction.
They haven't announced anything. Yeah, that's all pure speculation.
That would be cool.
They haven't, no one's been made privy to anybody working on it. Animation is one of the few mediums that can be very, very secretive, because there's no
set photos.
There's no set photos. Exactly. There's people recording lines. There's people doing art, but what's fan stuff and what's legit, what's been given the green, you don't know. No one knows. And they are scaling back some things, but I don't know. I don't know if Star Wars animation's one of them. I mean, then that guy who just came back to run Disney's, I think he was around when Rebels got canceled, or when Clone Wars got canceled, and when Rebels got canceled. So who knows?
And we won't even see, even at the earliest, we won't see another animated show till next year, right? Because they do one a year, it seems like.
Well, last year we got Bad Batch season 2 and
Tales of the Jedi, not Tales of the Jedi. That show with the Japanese
Visions.
anime Visions, yeah.
Yeah, and Tales.
Okay, so we're due another Tales then.
And they did say that they were working on a Tales 2.
Okay, so we might get that
So-
Titus number later in the year.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah. Yeah, it would be nice. Because we need some animation in the fall.
Yeah, I like the animated series because they can do stuff that maybe they don't want to cover in the live action.
Well, it would just be way too expensive to do the live action version of the animation. To make the clunkier style animation is a lot more doable. You know?
And I wouldn't call this show clunky in the least bit.
Well,
I mean, this looks
when
great.
you think about what live action requires for anime, like a special effects scene that has bio living characters in it, as opposed to this is all just cartoon.
Mhm.
It's very
way less-
stylized for sure.
way
but
less work.
it's great.
The level of detail you need for integrating humans into that is way bigger.
Yeah. Otherwise, you get what we got in A New Hope in 1999.
That's the advantage, though. 97, actually.
Yeah,
especially.
you know what I meant, but but yeah. So Cad Bane and his little buddy Toto.
Voiced by
Toto is Seth Green. Cad Bane, I forget.
just a name drop.
Yeah.
Seth Green.
Seth Green. Stupid. I am a stupid monkey mug around here somewhere. They put the kid in a box and just simply take him from the mom, and Cad Bane throws a handful of credits at the Aqualish for ratting him out. Ratting out
Judas
the kid.
much?
Mm-hmm.
He threw the gold on the
He
ground.
just throws a gold at him, hits him in the tusk,
Uh-huh.
and then they're out.
At which point that guy got ripped to shreds by the populace there.
Probably. At least the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So Emery, they cut back to Tantus. Emery starts taking blood from the little pink horned girl. And she starts asking about Nalase and saying that Nalase was going to find out when I was going to be able to get home. And Emery's like, I don't know. I'll find out for you. I'll look into it. And then we get, is this the next? Yeah. They go to take the blood from the green kid, and the green kid decides, enough of this S, I'm out of here. And gets,
He tries to bail.
He tries to bail. The alarms go off, but he's grabbed Emery's data pad. He knows to go up to the wall, throw the data pad in the slot, type in the little access thing, but it doesn't work, and he's locked in, and he's scared. All the grown-ups are like, "Hey, yo, this kid looks." I mean, he's terrified, and Emery starts calling him by his SP-32. So logically, SP specimen number 32. There's been 29 other children before him, like before the three. Thinking that this is the third. I don't remember what the other kids' names were, but
yeah, I can't remember what Eva's number is, but it's higher.
Yeah.
You got to
Is it-
feed the hound
is it
somehow.
34?
I think it's 42.
Oh, is it 42?
or 42. I think it's in the 40s.
You'll see it in the subtitles.
That's
But
yeah.
I was gonna say
Which
they
means that there's
probably
been a lot of kids. That kid's been there a long time in comparison to Eva, because there's been that many specimens between them.
they recycle those kids into the Feed the Hounds.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just rolled it back a little bit so I could see that Eva's name is SP54.
Whoa. Okay.
So
Dan
SP
look at Dan so shocked.
SP32 has seen 22 other people or
Die.
after him.
Yeah. And
Come and
die
go.
in those.
That's
Dan, look at how shocked Dan is.
he's so shocked that his internet froze.
Yeah. There we go.
Are you plugged in today? Are you on Wi-Fi, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you're on Wi-Fi.
It's not
Oh.
not the Wi-Fi. It's theirs on the net right now.
All right. Well, it's a good thing. Good thing you're not hosting.
It's a private time.
Right.
Oh yeah. Time to stream
But-
everything.
Well, it's a good thing that I'm the only person that uses the internet on my street, apparently. So the kid, already terrified, at the door, gets greeted by this mofo. I'm guessing that's Scorch.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he does say set to stun, but still, the kid's he's scared. He's seen 22 other people either die or disappear. And here comes this dude who's 4 times his size, wearing armor, set to stun.
Mm-hmm.
And guess Dan's having an issue. All right. And then even though Emery pleads with him not
do
to
it.
shoot him, they still stun him.
Yep.
And then when he's stunned, they go ahead and take his blood.
Another sample.
But this is I think where, yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Are you ready? All right.
Hey, how'd I? Okay, that was cool. I'm just trying to. I tried plugging in a LAN cable. See if that helps.
Oh, it should. But I think
Maybe a little bit.
this is when Dr. Carr starts really having her
Identity crisis. doesn't it?
her
By the end?
crisis. Because
Yes.
she's like, okay,
Yes.
that's 32, 54. 32 tried to run, and then the guy came in, blasted him. I mean, he stunned him, but he blasted him, and he
Mhm.
says, it's protocol.
Yeah.
So that means this is not the first time someone's tried to run away. This is just the first time she's seen it.
Yeah. Now it's on
And-
her. Now it's on her responsibility,
Yeah, it's on her head, her conscience.
especially
She's-
since that isn't how she wants to be running the place.
No, she thought they were doing good work for good reasons
Mm-hmm.
because it's for the emperor's personal interest, and the emperor is a swell guy.
He just wants what's best for the empire.
Yeah, and what's best for the empire is best for everyone, right?
Right.
Right.
And that is what. Yeah. And that's what keeps the whole thing going round, and that's why it's a cog.
Yeah, it's part of the machine. Oh man,
And that's why we need clones.
yeah, that's why we need clones here. What? And then, so after they take the kid sample, the pink kid asks if the green kid if he's going to be in trouble, and Emery's like, no, he'll be fine. You can see him tomorrow, which I'm just going to kind of blow it. Later on, turns out that's not the truth.
Nope.
They put him in solitary confinement for 2 rotations. I'm not sure what that means. It sounds like 2 days. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 2 months. I don't know what they mean. Rotation of the planet, rotation around their closest star. I don't
Right.
know. it's week rotation of the moon. We don't know, and all these different planets, time works different.
Yep.
So
Yes.
okay, I couldn't tell if you were looking down or if you froze.
Sorry.
Little bit both.
You know how it
Little
is.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
Little both. Yeah.
So Emery, having her identity crisis, decides I better go talk to Nala Say and really see what the deal is with this.
Yeah, she'll
with
help
these
me.
kids. She'll at least give some information that Hemlock would otherwise withhold.
Right.
And Nala Say basically explains that everything she's done is to protect Omega, and she's done what she could to protect the other kids, but she could only do what she can do.
Mm-hmm.
And Emery's like, I can't do anything about this. She doesn't think she has that kind of power. And Nala says, like, don't you? So Emery's really having a fit in her mind, and looks very
Yeah, I mean, she's a clone after all.
Right. But like she looks very, very, I'm just gonna, like, the animation is like it's stylistic, but they do
the music on this one was kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Like it was this ambient, somber music that was playing like the entire back third.
Yes,
of that
I think
episode.
they're influenced by Andor.
Mm-hmm.
Like that hopeless when Andor was in prison kind of deal. Like,
yeah,
I get that vibe. One way out. That's what the kids are gonna start saying.
There was like some like sterile shots the way they were shooting like the droids like moving through the space and how lifeless it was with the sad music.
Yep. It's almost kind of THX-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It all goes back to that.
Right? So she shortly after that little clip that I just showed, runs into Dr. Hemlock and Scorch and is informed a new specimen is being brought in today.
Mm-hmm.
And Emery insists on being part of the handover from the bounty hunter to the Empire. And Hemlock's like, I don't know. She's like, I insist. I got to make sure everything goes smoothly and safely. And
I'm overseeing this operation. Let me oversee this operation.
Right. But
it's kind of funny that he tries to shield her repeatedly from like the horrors of the job that he's subjecting her to.
Right? It's kind of insane. It's kind of insane. This is how
is Hemlock all bad? Is Hemlock all bad? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's named after a poison plant. I mean,
but he keeps offering the opportunities, like, you can step back from this cliff.
Right.
You really can't though, because when you step back from the cliff, that's when you get pushed over it.
Exactly. You take one step. You could stay right on the edge.
Mm-hmm.
You take one step back. That means,
wait, who was Hemlock offering a chance to step back?
To
Emery. He first asked if you want are you sure you want to take over this? And then when it was said take over for the handover of the new specimen, he also offered her the opportunity to not be there.
Yep.
Got it.
It's just weird.
But then,
yeah, I feel the more that's when a vampire needs to be invited into somebody's home.
I think it's not meant to be a character reflection. I don't think it's meant to be a character reflection of him so much as her willingness to keep on going.
Yeah. Well, she's trying to prove herself, make herself worthy, because she probably also realizes once clones outlive their usefulness, they're expendable. And
She
that's the
saw what
last thing.
So
Yeah,
she
she's the
says
last.
you didn't think. So you think that she decides to change her ways during this episode and not from the beginning? It wasn't her initial plan to subvert the whole
I
program.
think it was her plan to subvert it, but I think it gets more overt about her like drive to do it. Like she was
because she did
willing
let Omega go. Let us
when
not
it
forget.
was when it wasn't her responsibility. It plays out different when it like it's her actually like pushing them to do these things. Like all she was doing before was like, I'm taking my samples and moving them and running them through a machine, which is way
Yeah.
different than processing the samples themselves from the children.
Right. She was given a tray of vials.
Yeah.
No questions.
But she was also probably the one doing the injections to the clones.
To the adults.
To the adults, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it is like, remember my theory? I think that is actually what's been going on now that we kind of see part of it.
Yeah, she was
They
she
take
was
take the midichlorians from the children, inject them in the clones, and see which ones stick.
Yeah. Yeah. Seems like it.
Yeah.
And it's yeah, so she but she probably has it in her mind that the adult clones that are there are more of they're either prisoners or volunteers. But the children are children.
Yeah.
I think her motivation changed as soon as she walked into the room with the children. That's when she decided, whoa, WTF.
And then then she gets pushed even
Yeah.
further by being even younger.
Yeah.
And then the people in authority say, well, this is just even easier.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're stoked.
But we do before Emery leaves to go get the new subject or specimen.
Scene? Is it my favorite scene of the episode?
Is it?
Hemlock getting chewed out?
Because this goes here. That's Governor Tarkin requests you to contact him at once.
He wasn't really. He didn't seem really afraid of Tarkin though. Like he's like, yeah,
He's not. Like that's what's kind of.
I'm gonna
kind of supplicate a little bit, but not really.
In a sense, he's almost on par with Tarkin though, as far as power's concerned.
Important projects.
Like
I don't know. Yeah. Tarkin's running an entire sector. Like he's a governor.
He's like an entire front of a war, and this one is basically this has a single pet project that if he succeeds,
it's Hemlock's immortal. A pet project for the Emperor, so he's a special like pet.
But the thing is if he succeeds, he makes the Emperor immortal.
Yeah.
So
we get some hologram Tarkin.
Yeah, I love discussions of budgetary restrictions.
Yeah.
Taking us back to Phantom Menace. All right.
Right.
This union tariff.
I'm going to have a committee hearing about this. No, basically, if you read between the lines, it's like, where is this money going?
Where is this money going? Because it's a black book project.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's 100%.
My black project's more important than your black project.
But the thing is that if Tarkin doesn't know what the hell that project is, it's a high level project.
That's why I liked about the scene. It's like, ooh, damn, Tarkin feels cut out.
He's sniffing up, like finding out what's going on. Like, I guess
he sees the big black hole in the budget, but he doesn't know where is my Death Star money going.
The right hand wants to know what the left hand's doing in this case.
Right.
And it's just cool to see somebody tell Tarkin to jump in the lake. Just F off, dude. This is an Emperor's deal, so don't even ask. He gave him a non-answer. I forget what he said, but he's like, this is a very important thing for the Emperor. Yeah. So the money is necessary. That's all you need to know. And Tarkin said, all right, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, it's like take it up with the Emperor.
So as soon as Hemlock's off the communications with Tarkin. He gets another call from
Well, he pulls
Yeah.
up the schematics of a clone trooper or something, right? He pulls up his screen, and you see like the schematics cross section. What was that all about? What was he looking at? It's like a clone
He was-
trooper, like an
No,
advanced-
he was looking. He was looking at the wasn't it the Metachlorian charts of
Clone X.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
was it Clone X?
Wait, what are you talking about?
He
Hold on.
pulled. Okay. After the call with Tarkin, he opens his
Mhm.
screen. He's like, "Screw Tarkin, I got this," and he
I
pulls
thought
up a
it was like
screen
okay, yeah.
of this.
there,
Yeah, what is
one.
that? Yeah, what is that? Some kind of armor or something?
It's the
Yeah,
Emperor's Iron Man suit.
Right? It totally looks like an Iron Man suit. I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
So this is
I
just,
have,
just a
I
little
have
Easter
no
egg
idea
for
what
us
this is.
to guess. But they're hinting that this is his ace in the hole. This is something he has in his back pocket.
Oh, okay. Probably some kind of force sensitive trooper
Maybe.
with
Or
like,
maybe-
new battle armors.
He's like, this is why I can tell Tarkin to F off because I have this.
Mm-hmm. He's got dark acolytes.
Maybe.
Right. But he does, right after talking to that, though,
Mhm.
he starts
Get the
talking to this fool.
Yes.
Yep.
And you
Which is
see
a
what he
clone,
says there?
Yeah, look who he tracked down.
Yeah, I know. That's I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure we didn't skip over this.
I heard
I- I'm-
Trandoshan
disappointed.
and her. Oh,
Yeah.
how many
I'm-
female Transoceans do we know in this series? Carla
You know who
from
it is.
Cheers.
I'm just sad we didn't get to see the extraction of justice.
I know. She got
Right?
hers. I hope it was
We
painful.
know, we assume that she got hers, but I'm pretty sure she got hers.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
got tortured to death. I
Maybe.
mean, to unalive.
maybe they keep her.
Well-
Maybe they keep her alive to extract more information later. Maybe she's not an asset, but they're just
Yeah,
like,
but
you know,
the Empire
we'll be
doesn't
back.
give a. The Empire doesn't seem to give a shit about like what criminal networks are doing.
No,
So
but
they
they
got their
could
info?
also use Sid as bait for a
Mhm.
for somebody else. Like they could use her as bait for Fee or bait for
Mhm.
I don't know who else. I think the Batch. As much as the Batch doesn't like her, I don't think they would want her to die, or else they would have killed her themselves. But
Well, they
I don't
do.
know.
This would they do. That's what would happen to her eventually.
yeah, she would get her comeuppance.
Mm-hmm.
So Sid basically tells
Where you can
them
find
about Pabu.
no. Tell us about Fee.
Oh, right.
It's they
That's
get the
right.
location of Fee from her from Sid.
Right.
And then Fee
Right.
is in the next episode, I think, right? Or is it in this one at the in the middle of it?
I don't think.
Or is it the next one is where he gets the location? I can't remember. I watched it very late last night.
Yeah, I watched it real late last night too. But yeah. So we get to. I don't know. These shots are nice. I'm just gonna throw it in. Boom. Love that. Drop out of
Oh.
hyperspace.
Oh, and right after, because they show Coruscant, right? One of my favorite
Yeah.
shots comes up right before they land. You see
Right.
Venator class Star Destroyer, which is a nice throwback
Yeah.
too. So they're
Mhm.
they're still chugging around.
Well, here's the first little glimpse of Coruscant.
As you
Little
get closer to the
space
station, you'll see a Venator docked near the bottom. So they still haven't. They're not the Imperial Class 1 Star Destroyers haven't completely replaced them yet.
Right. Yeah, they're still Clone Wars style.
There it
There's
is.
more. No, there's two.
Mhm.
There's one right on the left, and there's one down
Yep.
to the right.
Man,
I think this is
Stardust-
more your average
Stardust is big.
Star Wars fan may not notice or care, but like for people, Clone Wars fans, like that, those are, I mean, classic Clone Wars
Right.
capital ships.
So, what is this other ship that's in between the two? That's on that other arm,
Let's see. Can't really see.
because it almost looks like one of those ships that they evacuate Hoth Base in.
The little tiny guy, the little
bug-looking one.
cylindrical.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell from at this size, but
Yeah. So I can't really make it any bigger.
No, that's fine. I don't think it would help, but yeah, always good to see Coruscant. Always good to see.
Yeah.
It's like running around in a familiar neighborhood, you know.
Oh wait, that ship was their ship. My bad. I unpaused it and it started moving.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah,
So-
I don't recognize that ship. That's the research ship.
Right. What? This is whose ship is that?
The one that lands, Cad Bane's.
Yeah, Cad.
Right. Just making sure.
It's kind of ugly.
Did they ever release a Cad Bane ship toy line?
No, I don't even think they made a Lego set for it.
That seems like a miss.
It looks like
he's
it
one of
looks
those
like a
characters
perfect.
that deserves.
That is a perfect Lego ship, though, because it's kind of
Isn't it?
ugly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Another
chunky and.
great shot of Cad Bane with his toothpick.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how many trees that man's chewed through.
It's the same toothpick. He's just that professional.
Right.
I would want to know what he does with his money. He makes a lot of money. What does he do with it? Does he ever take
Lives.
vacations?
Upgrades himself, buys new weapons,
Buy some new tubes.
2 tubes.
and
He didn't stop at 2 tubes.
He's got
Lots of
tubes coming out of
tubes.
his yin yang.
his yin yang is a tube. What?
Huh?
Mhm. More tubes.
So we get the presentation of the newest specimen, a baby,
Yeah,
and somehow she got her dolly.
in a prim.
Mhm.
Well, Seth Green gave
In a-
her the dolly.
And right, to shut her up. I forgot.
Yes.
I'm not a nanny droid, and he gave her the doll. Got it.
Yeah.
Um,
He's like, it worked.
yeah.
It worked.
But yeah, and Emery does not seem very happy about that. And she goes and gives him the little blood test that everybody was kind of expecting. Oh God, why am I having Asajj Ventress to give to Omega, but that didn't happen.
Nope.
But she gets
Yeah,
the blood
Asajj did it the
sample,
old-fashioned way.
and it turns out to be high. And she starts asking questions, and Cad Bane's like, no.
In fact, he even says, like, the fact that you're
Yeah.
asking these questions
Yeah,
is concerning me, and
Yeah,
you just gave yourself away, basically.
yeah,
It's like you're giving more away than you realize when you ask these
Yeah.
questions.
He literally says that. Yes. That,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you asking,
giving
is
away
selling,
more
is
than
selling more than you should.
Like he already knows, like, oh, that's not good.
You are not good for this job.
Nope. He's like, oh, you have a heart. Oh, poor you.
No, not only that,
Ah,
but this
you.
whole program might be in jeopardy because he's obviously been delivering kids to this.
Right. Oh yeah. She's like, how many have you done? How many have you brought? And he's like, I just say I'm very good at my job.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And I mean, this is technically specimen 55, right?
Do you think
Assuming
he
that
was
it
even-
hasn't been ones we didn't see.
Do you think Cad Bane
Yeah.
was even delivering M count kids to the Emperor for the Inquisitors? Because that's how this is the same way the Inquisitorius
Probably.
were built.
Oh, I would
If you
imagine
remember.
so.
Remember, the Inquisitorius were all just kids that were captured and thrown into the Emperor's program.
Also, if you do it as a child, you don't have to do it as an adult when they're trained.
yeah.
Way easier to capture them then.
Yeah.
I forget who was capturing the kids because they did cover that. I think was it Rebels? Somebody was
Yeah.
going around capturing kids, but I don't know if it was Cad
Well,
Bane.
in Rebels, the other Inquisitors were going around capturing
Capturing.
kids.
Okay, so yeah, once you get
But-
enough of them trained up, you can start.
but-
That's later.
But Rebels takes place after this.
Yeah, way
so
later.
so what
There's
was
no-
happening was
There's no Inquisitorius yet.
not yet.
It's
Um,
early days.
But yeah, Cad Bane probably started on this. Like, you got to look at it this way. Once the Jedis were deemed traitors, all Jedi were valid bounty targets.
Yep.
So if someone's using the Force, they're a target. Period. Because it might be a Jedi in hiding.
Yeah.
So
valid bounty.
So then they upped it to any M count target. That's a big swath of characters. So what happens now is Emery goes back and they take the blood sample from MP50 or SP54 and she gets called out for being a liar, saying that Jax would be not in
punished.
trouble, and he's not been around for a couple of days, or at least for the entire time Emery was gone picking up the baby.
Yeah.
And she
She's
locks everybody in their cells because that's what you do with children. Lock them in the cells
Yep.
by themselves with no toys except for the baby. And it's just on to the usual. Doing the blood, having a moral dilemma. She does not look happy.
Nope.
And then she looks at the scans.
She did the tech spec check.
Yep. Tech lives in Emery. No.
Mm-hmm.
wait, she looked at Tech's.
The way Tech, like you said, just his goggles. Like,
And she has kept Omega's doll.
yep.
That I didn't.
There's definitely
catch
something going on. You didn't see the kid pick up the doll at the end of the episode?
No, I was watching this super late last night.
And that was the second one, so it was at like the very end. Yeah. But
Yeah,
yes.
and she gives the doll to the little pink kid.
She gives Omega's doll.
To cheer
As
that
like a
kid up.
sign of hope. Like a sign of hope. That's the way I took it. It's like,
Yeah.
all is not lost.
Maybe there's be a little bit touches of compassion here and there, as opposed to like the previous Cold Space.
Or like the kid hang in there because things are going to
Yeah.
change. I don't know.
Right.
That's the kind of vibe I was getting from that.
Also,
Right. But
then
Hemlock's
it
not going to be
inspires,
happy about that.
inspires the question: where did this come from? Where did the kid who had this come from? Don't worry.
Star Wars Santa. No.
Mhm.
I mean,
How'd
she's
you
on
get
her,
in there, Brian? No.
she's actually on her way back
Mhm.
in the next episode.
I don't think she needs it now, though.
Well, yeah. So
I think the little girl needs it more than Omega does at this point in life.
Definitely.
well, Omega was willing to give up the other doll,
Mm-hmm.
the one that was painted,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So yeah, that was probably the darkest Star Wars anything I've seen in a long time. Like darker than Dooku crushing Yaddle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a very Andor vibe, like him being stuck in the prison, kind of.
Right. So this next episode's called Point of No Return. And
Yes.
I immediately went, okay, so that's why they give us 2 episodes back to back last night.
Because there's no.
Because one
Bad
episode was only the bad guys,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
only the Empire, no Bad Batch at all.
No.
This one was same writer. This one's directed by Nate Villanueva.
Right. And here we get our first look at Fee in person, as opposed to a communication hologram.
Yeah, I like. You mean this season?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how fast this episode gets going. A lot of stuff happens
Yeah.
in this episode.
It does. It does. What
Her banter with the droid is hilarious.
it is. It is. But I think it's kind of funny that it comes out of this tube,
Mhm.
like
Yeah,
like the Sandcrawler had.
The
Yep.
ship
And-
poops it out. Poops
Yeah.
out the droid.
Yep. And then it poops it in later.
Yeah, and there's
Yep.
intake.
So is this thing supposed to be some kind of a power droid?
I don't know.
I
She
mean-
says you're
I
low.
mean,
She
the
says
way
you're
it-
low on. You get grumpy when you're low on power. So I think maybe this is her nav
Mhm.
subsystem. Why it goes in from the outside? Maybe it's just easier than trying to climb up the ramp. Like that thing can't climb the ramp, so it just goes in
yeah.
that way through the
Right.
magnetic tube.
Have you ever seen R2 go down one? It's scary.
I know a lot of starfighters actually grab the droid from the top and then just pull it in. You know, like the Naboo starfighters.
Mhm.
Remember, like they go in through the bottom of the ship instead of being dropped in from the top.
Right.
Seems much
So
more
they
logical.
don't need a tube because it's closer to the ground.
Yeah, they don't lift either or anything like that, like an X-wing. We do get to see one of the coolest things I love about Star Wars is a data spike. I don't know if we've got to that point yet, but I just love the way it injects itself in and then turns and does does all the things. You didn't see it do too much in this one, but the deeper they hack, the more the spike inserts itself into the computer, which I think is a
Right.
cool visual.
No, yeah, I'm trying to get
Show
to
me.
that. So yeah.
Yeah, data spike, and it's from KOTOR, right? Data spikes.
Mhm.
That's a nice.
I
little
don't
Mac.
I don't know. I don't recognize that game.
KOTOR is great.
KOTOR is a obviously not canon, set before way too far before
I think that's where they did
even
it. But
the High Republic.
the
It's just some sci-fi. It's with
KOTOR
some
one-
Star Wars elements.
KOTOR
It's
1 and
not-
2 are some of the best Star Wars games that have ever been made. They're amazing. I mean, the graphics are
That is
ancient
your
now.
that is your opinion.
Oh no, dude! Like back me up, James. Like KOTOR is like well beloved game.
Yes.
Sure.
Now they
Not by
blew the
me.
remake of it. No, I'm not saying that you gotta like it, but there's a lot of elements like the murder bot. There's like a droid that
HK-47 is great.
Yeah, HK, like some classic characters in there. Now,
No,
Darth Bane,
that droid was the highlight of the whole game. Calling
I mean,
people
there's some
meat
other highlights
bags
too.
and stuff.
Yeah, the meat bag.
Yeah.
Darth Bane, I think, is in the games. I think, or Darth Raven, right?
Yeah.
Raven.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like those characters.
that's-
Those are canon.
That's the player character. That's like it doesn't even have a like. It looks like anything. You know what I mean? Like it's. I don't know.
There's a whole bunch. There's a whole bunch of stuff about the Mandalorian clans in it.
Yeah, it's great, but we don't have to have a episode about a KOTOR right now. I'm just saying that's a great game, and it's nice to see us hit a spike from that game in there. So
Maybe we'll do a special just talking about Star Wars video games at some point.
yeah, I do hope they can remake it. Doesn't look like it's ever going to happen though.
No.
Oh, God.
It's because there's too much Mandalorians in it, and that is a curse for video games.
Apparently.
Yes, you've mentioned that before, and I think it's true.
Just leave the Mandalorians out of them.
So her ship does have a defense system, but he overrides it.
Yep.
She's not in listening. Like he sets off the car alarm.
Right.
And she's listening to disco or techno in that room with the droid.
Mhm.
So there's several points throughout this episode where their alarm and protection systems are overridden.
Are triggered and no one
No one's
sees
there to hear it.
and they-
Or-
Yeah, that's the what's they call electronic warfare part of Star Wars, which is a lot of behind the scenes, but it's part of it. That's why everything's manual.
Mhm.
Right. But Fee hears someone coming off her ship.
Yeah.
And then gets called back to pay for her fuel. And then goes back to the ramp. And no one's there.
Mm-hmm.
She should have ignored that droid.
Yep. She could have just said, I'll be right back.
Yeah, just like 1 second
we
while
got-
I kill somebody or
Yep.
unalive somebody.
So she thinks someone was there. Should have stayed with her gut, because now
It's already too late though. The information has been stolen.
now that information's been, and there's no way she would have been able to take that dude out, even if she did confront him.
yeah,
like,
she would have been whacked.
This guy's a ultra clone commando assassin.
I just realized. Do you think that she doesn't live on Pabu? I thought she did.
Well, that's the thing, is she frequents it.
She frequents it.
Because he brings up this list of her locations.
Coordinates. Yeah.
And as you can see, there's a bunch that end, I think it's the one with the number 4 in it. Right? Because when they do
process of an elimination, he's able to find out which ones she's trying to hide.
Oh, it's oh, my bad. I read that wrong.
They don't use real numbers, I would hope. Like not
No, but they have like recurring
Oh, there's like 7. Wow.
prefixes. This whatever these are, they're pretty similar.
He's filtering out different coordinates there.
Yeah.
Because he said that she tried to mask her travel, but he's got sophisticated hardware. That doesn't matter.
Totally. Try to cover tracks, but he broke the encryption, and he's reporting all this into Scorch. Good old Scorch.
Scorch.
And he says, I have a full division on standby if you acquire a visual on the target. Well, that's not going to take very long.
A full division too.
Yeah.
He's ready to blow stuff up.
Yep,
Right.
he's ready to live up to the name.
Mhm.
So we get the guys. The guys are packing up the ship because Asajj was like, "Look, if I, she said last episode or 2 episodes ago now, if I can find you, other people can find you." So they're packing up and they're going to split.
That's one thing that kind of annoyed me about this episode is it was like, oh yeah, let's pack it up, just like, calmly pushing crates around, stuff like that. It's like, you guys need to leave like immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as she left, they should have been packing up.
Mhm.
Actually, as soon as they found her, they should have started packing up.
Yeah. And they should have put explosives in that cave too.
Right? Was that the same cave that is
Same cave?
that
They had the
Ventress
model
is in?
for it. It's already been textured. Just throw that ship in that cave again.
Oh yeah,
It's like the bounty hunter cave on that planet.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to mention it. Wrecker is told by Hunter and Crosshair to keep loading the ship while they go take care of a few things, and Wrecker asks for them to bring him back.
Ice clones.
Ice cone, and here we see the clone cadets that were rescued.
Yep.
Getting some snow cones.
Yep, they even get lines in this episode, which because I've been mentioning them in the last couple episodes. Like, what happened to
Right.
them? I'm glad that we get to see that
They get lines and they get orders even.
Yeah, they actually do live on this planet with the rest of the population.
Yeah,
But they can't stay there. They better take them with them.
right. I mean, they
'Cause just got
could,
a big target on their back.
but which
They
means
just get captured and tortured.
Which
for
means this is
information.
now another episode Daniel Logan did a voice on. Maybe we'll get Boba. I don't know.
I know. I know.
I don't know.
Can you imagine Boba like running into a room with the Bad Batch and these cadets? Like, holy crap!
Right? It's like, no, I left you guys.
I know. Just starts blasting everybody.
So we get Omega and what's the other little girl's name?
Jacqueline, no,
Liana.
Liana.
You get them going into a museum of all the important things, I guess. And it's like a treasure vault. And Leanna asks Omega, what treasures did you bring? And Omega brought text glasses,
Yeah.
which
I have questions. Actually, I have one question. How did
Huh.
they get his glasses?
from Hemlock.
Hemlock says this is all we could find.
Hemlock,
Tosses it
yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I forgot that part.
As
But
proof that he was dead. But people were like, why would he have to like? Is this just like a subterfuge? Like he was giving them the glasses so they wouldn't ask questions.
pretty much.
Yeah, I have a theory.
That Clone
Okay.
X is tech.
No, not Clone X, but another clone. I thought that originally, but Clone X2, CX2 is basically got a whole backstory.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But-
see,
But that suit they showed,
oh, maybe text in that.
Maybe he's the next.
Or that's Hemlock's wild card. I'm gonna put this on and get the F out of here.
Just like Moff Gideon.
Yeah,
Exactly.
make a superpower armor. And he's just like, nope.
Yep. It's like this is lightsaber resistant and everything. I'm out.
Mhm.
So Omega saying this planet was our first place we felt like home. So part of Tech should stay here. So not only did she leave Tech's glasses, but also, oh, did I have that in there the whole time? Whoops. The bunny trooper thing.
Is that what that is? It looks like
that-
Jabba.
The black, red, and white thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same.
hilarious.
It's like the
It's
same
a-
doll she had that she made.
Yeah. It's the doll that she had since the first episode of the first, or maybe the second episode. I'm not really sure. But I think it was Wrecker's doll.
Mm-hmm.
And Wrecker ends up giving it to Omega. And now they're leaving it here. Which, that don't bode well.
Yeah.
But Liana says, I'll make sure everything will stay safe till you come back. Because you're going to come back, right?
Right.
And
Yeah.
Omega's like, I hope so, but I don't know if by the end of this episode they'd want any of these people to come back.
Yeah.
So then we get a little bit of Batcher being a good dog, which is usual.
Yep.
We get some banter between Wrecker and Gonky, and Wrecker's complaint like there's so much stuff, can't really fit it, and I can only imagine that.
And then Gonky tells him that we could leave you
Yeah,
because you can infer that
yeah,
by his response. Like, why don't we leave you instead?
yeah. But while he's outside talking to the droid, we get console beeping, approaching ship.
They need to integrate their early
They need
warning systems
Comms.
more.
They need another comms.
Exactly.
Well, see, the thing is, they show this tech like Clone X is able to relay to his ship. They even cut to the ship and show the
Mhm.
panel doing stuff.
right.
It's like,
All he had to do
you
was like
know,
press a button on his like shoulder, and his
Yeah.
ship starts doing things.
yeah, his ship uploads his communication. They just need to be better integrated. You know why? You know why this is happening? It's because tech's not there.
Exactly. They
Tech
would have
would've
had
been on
someone.
this.
It is 100% since
Tech would have had an update on his goggles that there was an approaching ship and all that.
Yep,
other
it would like
stuff.
in his goggles, just like the emergency
Okay.
warning.
He
Exactly.
used
So,
their early warning system, and they don't have them anymore. Now they're suffering.
there's that
They're
cave.
at cave.
Now the most aware guy is Wrecker. Okay,
Oh
it's
my
Hunter.
God.
It's Hunter, and then
But Hunter can
Okay.
hear things. He can't like hear ships coming from orbit though. Well,
No.
they got close enough.
Mhm.
He noticed something was wrong.
He did know something was wrong.
Like
But-
birds started flying. He's like, "That's weird. That only happens when ships arrive or something."
Mhm.
You talking about this here?
This-
What is it? Yep, those birds flew away. So it's like, what would spook them up there? Someone might be up there.
Mm-hmm.
He's not sure, but he doesn't like it. And yeah, so he's like, hits up Omega on the comms, hey, it's time to go. Meanwhile, we got the commando guy getting in position. And position for what? He's just scouting. But he does fairly quickly spots Hunter and Crosshair. And
Yes.
then I'm just going to hit play.
He's not going to fail this time. This guy is on a mission.
Boom, there's Cross and there's Omega. So he relays that to his ship, like you guys were talking about, pushing the thing on his arm. Tells Scorch he's got eyes on target. And Scorch tells him no mistakes this time. And also tells him if the clones get in your way, you're allowed to get rid of them.
Mm-hmm.
So open season on the Bad Batch, pretty much.
That's kind of going soft, but I guess their priority is to get Omega, but he should have just said, like, terminate with extreme prejudice those clones.
Right?
I guess
yeah, because it is kind of I think why they're not hunted. Like Omega is the priority. And yeah,
all other objectives secondary.
Right. So we get CX Trooper almost kind of got Wrecker, but instead he's putting explosives on the ship, which that last one, Wrecker, Wrecker,
he sees it.
Wrecker, I think hears it hit, and then hears the beeping, grabs Donkey, dives into the water. Their ship, their home, is now doing its best impression of oh man, why am I blanking on the name now?
Of a firework.
Of well, I guess it came first. No, never mind. It's not an impression. Their home blew up. The only thing that they really had is a home.
And all their supplies that they had already loaded.
Exactly.
They should have left. They should have left immediately. That's just.
They should have.
Yep.
They knew the danger was real.
Or they also. Why is their ship parked right out in the open?
Yeah, why don't they should use that cave.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They didn't think anybody could find them there, but if Ventress did,
a nice touch was that Wrecker saved that droid like immediately.
Yeah.
He got blown up to save a droid.
It's kind of
funny. Did. He grabbed Donkey and then the thing blew up and they.
Yeah, he threw him.
I think it would have been sadder if Donkey got blown up, but whatever.
It would have been pretty
Donkey.
Yeah. So right after the explosion, we get this.
Yes, the best shot of the show. The slow turn before it too.
Yep. It's never good when there's a Star Destroyer in orbit or
everyone gets a cover. Yeah, you got a Star Destroyer in your atmosphere, you're screwed. You're screwed. I mean, look at this. They're just coming in.
Those are the clone transports too. Those landing craft, straight out of the Clone Wars.
Straight out of the Clone Wars.
So because by the time of Rebels, they have those other similar craft, but they're different.
Right. This is
Imperial versions.
Still earlier models, yeah.
So they're just basically Empire's just using straight up Clone Wars equipment, which is I love it because it's so early in the war.
Especially Hemlock's people. because
Oh, you mentioned that they're using like second-rate gear.
it's all clone.
Surplus.
Yeah. So yeah, here's another shot of that. So you can see the double cockpit,
Uh-huh.
and then we have the
Those pods, the gun
boom
pods. And
slide, the doors open up, and a bunch of stormtroopers.
that's them being nice too. They don't just start blasting
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised that it wasn't just boom kill squad. You know,
They don't
But
want
they
to
weren't
accidentally
firing,
kill
they were just-
Omega though. That's the point. It's
Right.
like they gotta once they get her,
Right.
then safety's off.
pretty much. So all kinds of troops are getting landed. There's dozens of these ships just cruising around.
They
Hemlock's
don't really show it, but they imply it that once they search a house, they're putting the torch to it.
right.
Like they did show them, like show it blowing like the thing, but they live in like concrete houses. Like
Well, I mean, yeah, but there's also, I think, was it Scorch tells the squad, you know, or is it CX tells Scorch all means of escape needs to be destroyed. All their boats, all their
every ship, every
yeah.
starship, and every skiff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes.
Sea skiff, I think it's they say. Yeah, every starship, every sea skiff. So yeah, that's, you know, and Omega is not taking any of this very well. They got Wrecker on a stretcher.
Wrecker on a stretcher.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then Omega running around with Hunter and Crosshair until Hunter decides to split them up. Oh yeah, here's the clone giving orders to stormtroopers, which seems kind of strange, but okay. But yeah, lock the town down, search every domicile till you find her. The mayor decides to get into that dude's face, and he's like, "Look, we're here to collect a fugitive you've been harboring. Be glad we're going so easy on you. We could make this a whole lot worse."
Yeah, this is the gloves. It's gloves on.
Yeah.
This is like this is the nicest destruction of a homeworld I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
Well, because they actually come down and not just blowing it up from orbit.
Yep, they're being professionals about it. They are
Exactly.
going through the populace looking for one target, and they're not being like relentless about like
No.
kill everybody who's not
the IDF could learn something from these guys.
Oh, now our no money stream is definitely demonetized.
Oh man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Imperial Defense Force. Never mind.
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
The ISB.
Oh, sorry, ISB. I got it confused with something else. I'm sorry. Yeah. No,
just a simple mistake.
Yeah. I mean, things explode, right? But so Omega and Crosshair get back to where Wrecker's being treated by Layala and AZ1. But AZ does say that Wrecker's unconscious, but his vitals are okay. So Wrecker's not dead yet. You know, I thought, wow, are they going to kill off Wrecker like that all quick? But I mean, I kind of would have been okay with it, really.
I mean, it is the end of the series. Do you think they're all going to make it out?
We're almost out of episodes, so
these guys aren't like the only one we see is Rex and Wolf and Gregor,
right? So Hunter starts taking out clones because he wants to steal one of the transports.
Yes.
And he sees an opportunity, and by the time he gets close enough to get on one, he gets spotted. Has a little fisticuffs or some blaster fire.
Mm-hmm.
But when he finally does get onto the ship, first the ship tries to shake him. He knocks two clone troopers out of the doors, or stormtroopers, or whatever they are.
I appreciate that he grabs the one by his ankle and just throws him out.
Yeah.
But the one that seemed crazy was him doing a spinning jump kick in a flying vehicle.
Yeah.
I was scared for him as soon as he leaves both his feet.
Is it a spinning?
Yeah. He basically does like a jumping roundhouse, but yes.
No, but he's holding on.
He does have his hands up.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, he grabs. I just was trying to get a little pause on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so fast. Let's see here. I'm gonna bring it up here.
Okay, yeah.
He kind of grabs the handlebars and then does the kick. So it's not
He's used to fighting. They learn to fight in those transports. They know those transports very well.
Well, yeah, they practically live in them.
Yeah, what you can do with them.
So once the pilot reports in that he can't shake the guy out of the ship, the clone, the shadow trooper, whatever you want to call him, instead of trying to shoot Hunter, shoots the pilot. I mean,
yeah, that was pretty pretty brutal.
That's
There's a lot of
that's some Darth Vader stuff right there.
That's expedient right there.
Yeah, shooting down his own ship.
And the accuracy of that shot too is like, dang, dude.
Right. Like it's that's like a crosshair shot,
right?
Not a rando clone shot. That's yeah.
Yeah, crosshair would have been kind of jealous.
So Hunter does make it off the ship. He doesn't die. Crosshair is able to spot him in the water.
That's CX2 is like to Crosshair. I'm you, but better.
Right. That's kind of what it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get the point with the Omega. It's like these people are suffering because the Empire is here to capture me. And she doesn't want the people to suffer, and convinces Crosshair that she needs to turn herself in.
She makes the most expedient argument.
Yeah.
It's one that he can't really argue with.
Right. But she says, I'll take a tracking device and
that doesn't work out.
And
immediately.
And you'll track me. He's like, they'll find it on you. And
it's better.
Yeah.
It's better than every other alternative.
It is. Because the other alternative is hundreds of people are going to be pulled out of their homes and their belongings destroyed. And yeah, here's the best line right there. Focus on the bigger mission.
Yeah. It's more important to live to fight tomorrow.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's Crosshair knows that they got a tracker. But that brings us to the next little deal is, oh yeah, I forgot about that too. There was, while they were hiding, or sneaking through the town, Batcher gets aggressive, goes after some troopers, and then eventually just runs off. And Crosshair is actually like, just let him go. He'll be okay. And they do, for the first time, let Batcher just go run off.
Yeah.
Which.
Yeah, there's no point in trying to chase him down at that point.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so this is how we lose Batcher too. They're gonna kill off Wrecker and Batcher in the same episode. Holy crap!
He's fighting stormtroopers though, and he's from a planet that he fights a giant cat thing.
Yeah, but the giant cat thing doesn't have a gun.
Yeah.
There's thermal detonators.
Okay, but have you seen stormtroopers shoot?
If enough of them shoot in the same general direction, some of the shots are bound to hit their mark.
By sheer chance.
Just by dumb luck. But mathematically, it works out that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the here's the implication of the flamethrower. I missed the pause button. I'm kind of surprised they didn't have like a troop with a big red mark on them,
Mm-hmm.
like they do in the. Here we go. It's just kind of cool looking. All those people are like, no, but yeah. So Omega's like, stop, don't do that. I'm turning myself in. Puts her hands out and everything. And the first thing they do, they scan her for a tracking device. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yep.
I feel like they would have to. They get suspicious if she wasn't carrying something. It wasn't even a tracking device. It was a comm unit.
Right. But the thing is like,
one of those little comm units.
if she had a second one though, would they have found it? Because they scanned her the one time. They
And
tell
then
her
they
to
scan
hand
her
it
again?
over.
Yeah.
She hands the thing over. Was that even really the thing?
I don't know. That's the question. Like,
She needs
do
another
they have?
little-
Because remember the Clone X's have ways to be tracked that are not picked up on regular scans.
Right.
I don't know if tech's not there, so I don't know if the Bad Batch has stuff like that. Unfortunately.
No, I don't think they do. But
You obviously see Crosshair trying to tag the ship.
yeah, so
Yeah.
Crosshairs tries to sneak into a good sniping spot. And once he finally thinks he has one, he gets spotted
Yeah.
Yes.
and has to fight.
And it's a
Just
cool
long
fight.
enough.
I like the choreography
Yeah.
to miss the shot. We have a comment.
Oh. It's going good. Travis, how you doing?
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for being here.
Double episode.
Thank you.
So I don't know if they figured out a way. She looked pretty disappointed, Omega, but maybe there's a bigger plan. I don't know what they're gonna do. B is probably on her way back, right?
Right?
And she's gonna come back to destroyed house and unconscious Wrecker.
Mhm.
It's weird. Okay, I half expected them to just start blasting the entire island as soon as the ship jumped to hyperspace, because now to clean up the mess, right? They don't want these guys chasing.
Mhm.
Right?
So I forget how exactly does it end. Right away, right after the hyperspace jump.
Sort of. So he's putting in his things. He's like, target acquired, returning to base. And Omega is just kind of sitting there. She takes off her hat and kind of goes in a meditative kind of pose. She closes her eyes and exhales.
Is
And
Are you covering your mic, Lobo? Something changed.
oh, maybe.
Yeah, it
Is that
just sounded
better?
like all muffled.
Yeah, no, I crossed my R's.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, she exhales, opens her eyes back up, and then boom, the ship jumps into hyperspace.
And then goes to
So-
credits.
And then it goes to credits. So
Dude, they're gonna
we don't
blast that
know-
island. I would, if I were the Empire, I would blast the island and make sure there's no loose ends.
Blast it first.
You don't think
ask questions like,
you don't think that they'd be like, hey, wait a minute, we could subjugate these people now that they're all rounded
subjugate them.
up?
They're fishermen. They're useless.
Were they going to
Food
give
or
you
nothing.
fish oil?
Food, yeah, they could give you food. Troops
They're
need to eat.
They don't
Yeah,
provide.
but they could have machinery go and strip mine the oceans. They don't need these people. I don't know what's going to happen, but I would have liked to see the
They
Clone
could
Cadets
make
do
all.
some.
They could make all the people that are there that are of fighting age become enlisted,
They could do that.
and
They could do that.
and the people that are left behind can fish and send them food.
That's
Or
very true,
die.
guys. I would like to see in the next episode guerrilla warfare of them fighting against the Empire on that island, but I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, here, Travis.
No way. We're going to see
I have
Sid
not-
again.
I have not seen this trailer yet.
Mm.
I have not seen this trailer yet. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. 'Cause if there's a trailer for the next episode already.
What episode was this? What number?
That was
11.
No
10,
return.
this was 11.
And there's how many episodes? 15? Let's see. Bad Batch episode list. Okay. Episode list. Okay. That was 11, you said?
Yeah,
Next one is
so you want-
Juggernaut's the next one. Interesting name, Juggernaut.
right. I know there's a vehicle called that.
Mhm.
Juggernaut. I wonder what that's about. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes left.
Ooh. So we got the last shape of things to go, huh?
And wait a minute. The last episode of the series is not a double?
No.
No, that's what we were
so
talking about.
weird. That's so weird.
Now he's getting.
Why would
caught
the
not
last
having-
2 episodes not be together?
We don't know. We had this discussion about their scheduling being like weird about why it's sometimes 2 and then 1. Oh,
Because there
trailer
was
for the
no
season
Bad Batch.
one. Okay.
Oh.
Here we
Dang, that's
go.
a throwback.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Wait, hold
April
on.
10th,
Are you sure?
17th.
Because
Here's
here's here's what Travis was talking about here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ship's gun just blew up. They've been compromised.
Okay, so they didn't do any of them before this one. Nice.
We're near to losing all of our brothers. Secure her in a cell. There is nothing of greater importance but to secure the future of this
Got
empire.
it. Oh, those tanks. That's right.
For all of you, we can't just walk away. Not with the empire imprisoning the kid. Our mission is not over yet.
Okay, so I recognize that some of it was from the previous episodes, like
Mhm.
the Ventress episode.
Begun following orders.
That one was Ventress.
Target acquired. Returning, please. Hold on. The guntroopers up top. We're running out of road.
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move.
Oh, okay.
So this is a
Handmade
fan made trailer.
But they had the footage there from the actual like season.
Yeah.
With,
That was cool.
the
Oh,
season.
you mean they
preview.
cut
cut-
the available footage together?
Yes.
Yeah.
From what that's already available.
Is that what
from the
you're-
previous weeks?
I'm assuming that's what you were talking about, Travis. If there's a better
Wow.
trailer, if you could shoot a link, I'll bring it up.
I mean, I imagine we're gonna see. I don't know if we're gonna see Rex, but we'll see Echo. Do you think in the next episode? Are they gonna come help?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't know.
Because
if it's the
they're in a
next
bad
one.
way. They need help. They need all.
They're
the help.
back to like they're still at square one. Like they gave up like looking for where the planet was, where Tantus was, and
Okay,
now
that's-
they're back. Now they have to like go back to the searching for where Tantus is.
All right. There's an official version, I guess. I couldn't find it very quickly.
Mhm.
And we've been yeah. I don't know.
We'll see Echo, Rex. We'll see somebody in the next episode. They gotta help.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine. Yeah,
So
great. 2 great episodes.
Mm-hmm. Very dark episode.
Really good setup, I think. We're about to enter into the next arc. Sorry, Jimbo, I can't hear you for some reason.
who's what?
I can't hear Jimbo. He's frozen on my side.
Oh,
Am I okay?
Yeah, he's just staring at this.
he's
Now you're
not frozen
back.
for me.
But
Okay.
your last 2 messages, I didn't hear what that was.
Weird.
Anyways, guys, I'm coming up on my heart out.
Right.
Yep.
No, I am kind of too. I'll
But that was a
have to
good
dig
one.
around for that trailer.
Yeah, we'll play it on the next episode.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
the first trailer. Okay.
We got Juggernaut into the breach, Flash Strike, and the cavalry has arrived. I mean, that's going to be Tantus battle. I want to
sure.
see. I
See,
want
I
to
think
see
that
the clone cadets do some battle, and
that
maybe
cavalry
they don't
is-
make it. Maybe they don't make it out alive. That's okay.
right. The cavalry has arrived thing. I think that's the next time we're going to see Rex and
The gang, all the rest of the clone gang.
Got it.
right.
All right.
Hold on.
Got it.
Oops. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button and my audio got all
Mhm.
got all clogged up. Let me just I just want to see what Travis is talking about. It's 17 seconds. I just found the right trailer. So let me just get it real quick. Thanks again, Travis.
Yeah, these are.
I like
are
it
the little
when
Easter eggs.
there's at least somebody in the audience that's so you're talking this one at about 17 seconds.
They're crowdsourcing the. You're gonna see the Juggernaut. Yeah, that's a Juggernaut. Whoa. Was that a Wilhelm scream? Ah!
No.
Boys.
Let's move.
Oh yeah, Sid was being
Wow.
carried, it looked like.
No
I thought that
way.
the end of the war
Yeah.
would mean an end to
No way.
losing more of our brothers.
All right.
But I
All right,
was
well,
wrong.
that's cool. So we know that Sid's gonna make an appearance. That's great.
Mhm.
Thanks, Travis.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, yeah, that's about we're at a minute. Yeah, so we'll be here again next week about the same time doing the same thing. And please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, all that stuff.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. May the force be with you, and